Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an opinion piece from Newsweek that was published on January 31st. It's written by Alida Garcia, and by the name you can tell she's not a happy camper. ICE says it will deport dreamers. Will the Supreme Court let it? Well, I hate to break it to her. The Supreme Court, yeah, they said that the whole dreamer thing, not constitutional. Obama did it by an executive fucking order. They should be gone. They should be hasta luego. And, not like mañana hasta luego. We're talking like, get the fuck out, don't come back, yeah? Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. That type of shit. Yeah, but, they're freaking out. Because you know what? Their parents fucked these kids. That's their responsibility. And now that these kids are adults, it's their responsibility as well. They had opportunities being protected as dreamers to a path towards a green card, a path towards citizenship. But all these people didn't do that. They just figured, oh, well, someone will take care of it for me. And because they didn't take care of themselves, they're now fucked. And you know what? They're guests in the United States, as far as I see it. And get to a certain point where a guest wears out its welcome. They didn't contribute. They didn't do anything, to help themselves. All right. We were nice enough to let them stay at our home. And they're sitting there like, well, me. And it's like, well, we got rent to pay. We got bills and all this other shit. And you ain't doing a goddamn thing. You're not even picking up a fucking dish around here. So why the fuck should we let you keep staying here? That's the same exact type of situation this is. And they're upset that they're being told, sorry, you can't stay here, but you don't have to go home. But you can't stay here, so take your pick. You can either go home or you can get deported and sent home. And I'm fine with that at this point. That nightmare where you see an accident about to happen in slow motion, but no matter how loudly you scream, you can't stop it. Oh my God, talk about sensationalizing. That is how I feel watching our three branches of government refuse to take the wheel and protect the lives of 700,000 dreamers who are shielded from deportation by the Deferred Action of Childhood Arrivals program. President Donald Trump set us on this disaster course, forcing the Supreme Court into the driver's seat. Will the justices put their foot on the brakes to stop the wreck? First off, all right, bitch. I'm guessing you're a fucking dreamer with your friggin' name here, Alida, okay? Or dreamers. And you're not liking the fact that you got the person who's running the show with the home telling you, hey, you've overstayed your welcome. You didn't do anything to contribute. You didn't do anything to help yourself out. Get the fuck out. And it's not a wreck. These people, more often than not, okay, are taking more from the fucking system than they are putting in as a whole. Sorry, but you know what? Fuck them at that point. They didn't do anything, make any effort to get themselves from the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program, get out of it, and on a path towards a green card or fucking citizenship. I know a lot of people who busted their asses and saved up and came to this country, okay, from south of the U.S. border, okay, and did so fucking legally. And this shit really pisses me off because I look at them because they're like, well, I had to bust my ass. I could have just, shown up. I could have dragged my kid across the border. No, they went through, got their kid in legal, them legal. It's like, what the fuck? These people couldn't do that. And now they want special fucking treatment on top of that. It's not right. It's not fair to Americans, and it's not fair to those who immigrate here legally. Sorry, but the truth hurts. DACA has been wildly successful for 8 years, allowing these dreamers, undocumented young people who came to the country as children, to live, work, and contribute to the country they call home. Most of them used it to fucking start getting free shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Free college education, free this, free that. Give me a fucking break. Yes, there are some people who, paid taxes and stuff like that, but they're very few and far between. And most of those who were paying taxes We're below the threshold of where they actually collected anything. Give me a break. The Supreme Court heard oral arguments last November about the Trump administration's repeal of DACA. Due to injunctions by multiple lower courts, you mean the Ninth Circus, who doesn't give a shit about the Constitution and wipes their ass with it? DACA renewals remain in place for now. Yeah, and they're not going to. It looks like. Well, excuse me. A decision from the Supreme Court could come as early as next month, and I can't wait because I want to see the salty fucking tears when, with the change, with the shift in the court, probably not favoring you guys, there's going to be some really salty fucking tears. If DACA is terminated, hundreds of thousands of young people will be forced out of their jobs and put at grave risk of deportation to countries most of them don't remember. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court doesn't seem to understand the devastation its decision may set in motion, because it has to make its decision based on the law and not your feelings. All right, and you know what? At this point, do you know whose fault this whole situation is? It's their parents, and when they became adults, they didn't decide to go, like I've been reiterating here, and go and try to get a green card or work towards citizenship. They didn't do any of those things. That's on them. And they do understand the devastation. They just they can't rule on anything other than the law. During oral arguments, Chief Justice John Roberts said the Obama and Trump administrations said they would not deport Dreamers. The whole thing was about work authorization and other benefits, he said. Both administrations have said they're not going to deport people. Well, Obama didn't want to deport them because, they're Democrat voters. But hey, that's a different story. Because they will be. He figured at one point, because the Democrats, he figured, would make them fucking legal or some shit. They didn't exactly have that happen. There should be no illusions about the Trump administration's enforcement intentions when it comes to DACA recipients. Don't take my word for it. Take theirs. Just this past week, ICE Acting Director Matthew Alpsons stated that the agency is preparing for deportations. Those individuals who have DACA, but that doesn't prevent it. All right, wait a minute. Those individuals may have DACA, but that doesn't prevent us from going through the removal process, he said. If they get ordered removed and DACA is done away with by the Supreme Court, we can actually effectuate those removal orders. Yeah. So what? Deal with it. Wah! You know what? You're more worried about these foreigners. Well, here you are with a name like Garcia, but you're more worried about, these people. And they're collecting their getting free shit and preferential treatment and all that. What about all the homeless fucking Americans that are on the streets? Don't you think they should maybe get some fucking consideration? Well, maybe, Americans should be looked at as needing to be cared for first, because you need to care for your own before you can care for others. Fucking A. ICE's alarming actions sent the same clear message. The agency admits it is reopening previously closed removal cases of DACA recipients. This could allow ICE to start detaining and deporting people as quickly as possible if the Supreme Court gives it the green light. Already, we are seeing an uptick in reports of Dreamers being detained, including in Connecticut, Arkansas, and California. This isn't a hypothetical. This is now. Well, here's the thing. Those ones that were closed, they tried to fucking deport them because they committed fucking crimes. And the Obama administration went, oh, no, you don't. Fucking criminals. We're not talking about criminal for being here. We're talking about committed actual fucking crimes. We're talking like MS-13. ICE tried to deport them, and the Obama administration went, oh, no, you don't. You ain't fucking doing that. And you're actually thinking that's a good thing? That they were stopped from deporting fucking murderers and rapists? Because they're Hispanic, you fucking race friggin' identifying clearly La Raza piece of shit? Go fuck yourself. When you think that it's perfectly fine that murderers and rapists get to stay in this fucking country that are protected by DACA. They shouldn't get that. They should be getting sent back to like El Salvador or any other fucking country that's in, south of the U.S. border, or it's Mexico or in Central America or South America. If they're a gangbanger committing murder, rape, and shit like that, which is what these people were that were detained and said, no, you can't send them out of the country. ICE was told they couldn't do it. If you want them in this country, you're fucked in the head. If you think that's all right, you're fucked in the head. Trump has stated frequently that he expects the court to decide in his favor and that he will use the ruling to force an immigration deal in Congress. His intention is to use the deportation of Dreamers as leverage to pressure Congress to codify every other horrific immigration policy on his wish list. Speaker Nancy Pelosi and House Democrats will never agree to that devil's bargain. This is complete fucking assumption here, Garcia. Seriously. So basically, he wants a border wall. He wants controlled fucking immigration. He wants what literally the Democrats were talking about, 5, 10, fucking 15 years ago. All right? Less than that. Like I said, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Obama was talking about this shit about a controlled fucking border and legal fucking immigration, okay? And having people go through fucking authorized ports of entry and shit like that. All right? You think that's a devil's bargain? Fuck you. You clearly want it so that all these people from south of the fucking border that got names like you from your particular, ethnic background can just get a free pass in the United States. Fuck off. Seriously. Should the court sign off on the president's scheme, more than 6,000 DACA recipients would lose their protections every single week for the next 2 years. That means every week, DACA recipients' mothers will be separated from their U.S. citizen children, and DACA recipient teachers will be ripped away from their kindergarten classrooms, and no one knows how ICE will use the personal information previously obtained from Dreamers during the DACA application process, including their addresses and family personal information. Okay, well, first off, how many fucking teachers are there in school that are fucking DACA? I'm guessing there aren't that many. But you want to put that in to pull at the heartstrings? Oh, no. You want to upset people. You want to make them have their fifis dominate the facts. How many of them are kindergarten teachers? I'm guessing not a lot. And this idea they'll be separated from their U.S. citizen children? No, they can take their fucking children back with them. They don't have to be separated from them. They will choose it because the kid is an American citizen. And they will try to use it to get back into the fucking country. See, they could take the kid back. The kid's a U.S. citizen. All he has to do, or she, is show up at the U.S. border with their fucking paperwork and, hey, you're an American. Welcome. Come on in. But if they want to raise their fucking kid and they're deported, take the fucking kid with them. The kid's also a citizen of that fucking country, isn't it? The parents of a citizen, they would be a citizen of that country. Come on now. Oh, will they be separated from their children? No, they can take their fucking children with them. I want to make you cry. I want to play on your feelings. Come on now, Garcia. Grow the fuck up. This is such pathetic shit. Because you don't have facts on your side. The real-life impacts of the decision before the Supreme Court could not be more serious, and Albuson's remarks last week should clear up any confusion that the Trump administration's intentions. It is time to be honest with ourselves. This administration ended DACA, killed multiple bipartisan deals to resolve the issue in Congress, and is currently detaining Dreamers. It will not have a change of heart. Excuse me? There were not multiple bipartisan deals to resolve the issue in Congress. There were a couple deals and none of them had enough fucking support. It didn't even get to Trump. Holy fucking shit. Oh my God. This is so sad. Sadly, it is also hard to trust Congress to be a problem solver during an election year, especially on an issue it has failed to effectively address for the past 19 years. Ultimately, the Supreme Court is in the driver's seat, with 700,000 young people, their children, co-workers, and communities in cars. If the justices take a moment to reflect on the human consequences of their decision, they can hit the brakes before it's too late. No, they rule on the fucking law, not feelings, you dumb bitch. Garcia, go fuck yourself. See, this is why people like you, because I'm assuming you're a fucking dreamer, okay, should be sent the fuck out of the country. Because you claim you love this country, you want to be part of this country, but you don't even know how this fucking country works. Because you've been given preferential fucking treatment. These dreamers have been given fucking preferential treatment. They've been treated like fucking kings while Americans get shit on. And heaven forbid we take care of a fucking issue of having a bunch of fucking illegals here, okay? By the law, follow the law, and send them back to where they came from. And follow the law. Because, oh no, we got to go by feelings. Maybe the Supreme Court will rule on your feelings. That's not how it fucking works. I had to read this because this is just so fucking sad. It goes to show how bad the left is freaking out now. Because, oh, Orange Man bad, Orange Man bad. And now they're still freaking out. Even worse now. Because, heaven forbid, people that, you know, like with the fact of her with those saying, oh, well, those people that they tried to deport that were dreamers, who were criminals, who committed crimes, you know, oh, that's a bad thing. I mean, this is the type of shit we got going on here. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.